Hello and welcome to another edition of the Get Growing Weekly Work Session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of GetOiling, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hey everyone, really glad you're here today.
We're also really glad that Julie and Colin have joined us today. Hey, guys.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing, everybody?
So we're really excited to have you guys here this week where we're going to talk about what it looks like to inspire curiosity, to get people coming to you who are interested to learn more about you and what you know so that you might be able to help them achieve their goals. This, of course, is in the interest of you being able to get more people as customers in your Young Living business. So we're going to talk about what that looks like today, how you can inspire curiosity, and then, of course, turn that curiosity into new customers. So if you're new here, welcome. We're excited to have you. We do this call just about every Thursday of the year at noon US Eastern Time. We will not be here live for the next 2 weeks because it is the Christmas holiday here in the US and around the world. For those of you who celebrate, we hope you have a great one. But today we are here to help you get clear on creating curiosity, which is really, really important for you if you are wanting to build a big, well-sustained business with Young Living. So we're going to pop out of our video here so that we can get into the slides that I've prepared for you here today. We have some live work that we'll be doing with folks in our community here today. And we are just so excited to have you guys here with us as always. So today we're going to talk about how to inspire curiosity about your wellness journey and the Young Living products that you love so that you can get more customers in your business with ease. So let's get into it. Today, we are going to talk about the 3 keys to creating curiosity, the GetOiling game plan for getting new leads. Gotta love that alliteration. And of course, as always, we'll have live help and Q&A. So if you are here today looking for help and support on any topic whatsoever, please do go ahead and add those questions to the Q&A. We are here to help you on this call. If you'd like to work with us on an upcoming call or just join one, you can go to getoiling.com/weeklyworksession, like if you're watching this as a replay. And if you would like to work together one-on-one on a call like this one, getoiling.com/website review is where you want to go to snag your time in the second half of an upcoming call. If you'd like for someone to do work for you, that's an option as well. Getoiling.com/concierge. You can go there and learn about our team and request a no obligation quote. All right, so honest question, everybody chime in the chat. When's the last time someone came to you and said, hey, I need your help with something, right? That's like related to health, oils, wellness. When's the last time somebody who is not a customer came to you? Now, I know some of you have been doing this for a long time and you understand what I'm talking about, so I'm not calling on you. If you are someone who has a brand partner business, when is the last time someone came to you and said, hey, I need your help? All right, so a couple weeks, hasn't been like that for a while. Oh, I've got it yesterday. Okay, awesome. Excited to hear that. All right, so this is not something that happens consistently for most of us, especially if you are just getting started with sharing Young Living. The idea that people are going to come to you and say, I have a problem, please help me solve it. This is something that tends to happen once someone sees you as an authority, as some kind of an expert, right? And we often think that we need to be someone who is certified in order to do that. And I do know that a couple of you guys who are here in the chat are you're doctors of various things. You are teachers, yoga teachers, for instance. You have different disciplines that you are known for practicing. That is going to give you a great benefit to position you as someone that people can come to. So obviously, if you have that going for you, congrats, make the most of that. If you are not someone who has a certification, right, or a license, right, if you don't have a practice, then how do you do this, right? I am just a regular person. How can someone know that they need to come to me? Why would they choose to come to me for help, right? So curiosity is something that I want to encourage everyone, no matter what your background is, to start employing more heavily in the way you put yourself out there. Curiosity is the reason why people pay attention. Curiosity interrupts people's working patterns, right? They are used to interacting with the world, with technology, with various stimulus in specific ways, and curiosity breaks that pattern, right? And gives them a reason to dig deeper. curiosity is something that you're engaging and getting people to be self-motivated in moving toward you, right? This removes the need for you to push and pitch and sell, and creates a circumstance where someone comes to you ready to learn what's next, right? And we all want more of that. It feels more comfortable. It's more ease into the business. They're more likely to say yes if they're already curious. And listen, at the end of the day, people love to be sold. We love a good pitch when we want it, right? If we're curious about something and we're interested in something, it is incredibly satisfying to be sold and connected to the thing that solves the problem that we are curious about and interested in fixing, solving. The problem is that, and this is not unique to us as brand partners, businesses want to pitch and push the thing that they sell because, I mean, you got to make money. Your business has to move product, right? So we have a thing that we know that we need to do, that we need to accomplish, but we need to create a circumstance where we are doing something, like the act of us delivering the thing, moving the product that we sell, is something that our future customer or client loves. And what people love more than anything else is to be the smart one, is to be the one behind the wheel, right? The one calling the shots. So what we want to do is create curiosity so that people come to us, and then it's their idea when we share with them. When it's their idea for us to share with them, they are ready to say yes, right? Is that making sense? Let me know in the chat. When it's their idea, they will say yes. All right. So what I want you to think about in terms of your business is that you are an oasis in the desert. Your business is an oasis in the desert. And I don't care that you are one of millions of brand partners and you all technically sell the same stuff. You are a special, unique business. You're a special, unique oasis in the middle of this great big dry desert. All right. So not everyone in that desert is thirsty right now, but they will be eventually. You are an oasis in the desert. Not everyone in the desert is thirsty right this minute, but they eventually will be. Okay. So they need to know where they can go when the time is right. And when the time is right, they will be ready. Right? Is this making sense? So this means that you have to put yourself out there. Like, you absolutely have to make it known that you are someone here to help people, right? And where we need to understand that there is a difference here is that putting ourselves out there is probably not what you think it looks like, right? And there are people who put themselves out there in a number of different ways. There's not an exact right or wrong, and sometimes things work as flukes, but there is a specific way to do this. There is a right way to do this, and there are definitely wrong ways. All right. So most people, going back to our everyone in the desert is not necessarily thirsty right now. Most people have no idea that they need oils. They have no idea that they need the antioxidants in Ningxia Red. They have no idea that the products underneath their sink are a part of the reason why the series of dominoes have fallen and given them the issues that they're experiencing in their wellness, right? Most people have no idea about this stuff. They don't know that they need it. And they don't care to know. They don't want to know. All they know is what they know, right? So if all you're talking about is oils, Ningxia, thieves, toxins, if that's all you're talking about, we are flying over their heads, right? So this is like the person in the desert, right? The person in the desert, they know they're thirsty. All he knows is that he's thirsty. He does not care about the balance of electrolytes you have in the water in your oasis. He cares that he's thirsty, right? Us putting ourselves out there is not plastering Young Living and the facts of our products. Us putting ourselves out there is meeting this thirsty person where they are and talking about how they can stop being thirsty. Are we getting the connection there? So talking about oils first is basically doing that. right? Is you're out here saying, I've got this liquid in my oasis. I'm not even calling it water. I've got this liquid in my oasis that's got this perfect balance of electrolytes come down from heaven. You've never seen a more perfect balance of magnesium, potassium, and sodium, and it's all right here. And it just costs this much, and I can put it on subscription for you. You'll save 24% every time you order. If somebody just knows I'm thirsty and you say that to them, are they listening to you? Do they care? Right? What you have is water to them. They have no idea because we're talking about things two completely different ways, right? So putting yourself out there, if you want to attract curiosity, putting yourself out there should not be putting Young Living's name out there first, because they don't know that Young Living is what they need. And they won't know that Young Living is what they need until you have connected with them on what matters to them. So here's the shift. We're going to attract people if we know these things. First, oils, ningxia, thieves, etc., not our product. We are the product. You are a product of your product, and that end product of you living with oils and Young Living's products and incorporating these into your lifestyle, that's the product. You are the end product. That is what people are buying. Your results are the proof. Your testimony, your story, what these products have done for you is proof, and your complete result or work in progress as the product, right? And what you are doing when you're selling is you're selling people on the idea that their circumstances can improve just like yours did. And what you're doing is sharing proof by sharing your life. We are not product placement. We are product. We are not ningxia bottles. We are thriving people because of the things that we take and use. Right? Does that make sense? And the best part, and the reason why this works so beautifully, is you don't need to be able to articulate how oils work, what their components are, how antioxidants work in the body. Therefore, you should take ningxia. All you got to be able to do is say, you know what? I used to be this, and I started doing this one thing every day. And it actually tastes good. And here are my results now. You don't have to be an expert to say that. It's super relatable. And all you have to do is focus on being and sharing that best well-oiled version of yourself. You putting that best version of yourself out there is going to have people who knew you before coming to you and asking, what have you been doing? Now, if you go and you post what you're taking every day on social media, they have no reason to reach out to you, do they? Right? Because now they're going to think, oh gosh, I'm going to get sold on something. And they will avoid. So we're actually creating the opposite outcome of what we want. Now, if what we do is we put the best version of ourselves out there, showing people inspiration and tips, giving ideas, engaging, choosing to be a part of the solution, people will get curious, especially the ones that knew you before. They'll see something's different about you. What are you doing? What's going on? And when they come to you, they're ready to know. And that's what we want. We want people who are ready to know. Curiosity is how we get there. So what we want to do is show up consistently, leading by example and showing people that there is a better future for them, right? That they can see something better happening for themselves because you've gotten better. You're better than you were before, and you can help them to achieve that better version of themselves. So all of this starts with your story. I would love for you to maybe grab a screenshot of this after I'm done going through these slides and really spend some time, write down the answers to these, ask yourself these questions. So what did life look like for you before you found Young Living? What were you struggling with? What was the bad stuff? What was the icky stuff? What did life look like for you before you found Young Living? Then, when you were exposed to Young Living, did you jump right in? Were you hesitant? Was it bumpy? Most of us don't just get it and click with this stuff right away, do we? That's not how most stories work, and they don't need to. People need to be able to relate to you. Absolutely recognize and include in your story whether or not you had some resistance, some doubts, some hesitation, failures. What wasn't working for you? And then you discovered Young Living, you were introduced to Young Living. What happened next? What was holding you back? And then as you gave it a chance, what was the moment when you went, oh my gosh, I have to have this forever. This works. I found something that works. Come into the chat. Let me know. What was your aha moment? What was the thing that changed everything for you? Was it a product? Was it several? What was the realization that opened your eyes that your life could be better and you were seeing it happen? And these products were part of the reason why. You need to be able to articulate this stuff, guys. What were you before? How did that stand in the way of your progress? What was the thing that made you realize that you had control and that the future could be better than the past? And then what did that decision, when you decided to say yes, not just to buy some oils, because that's not what we're looking for. We're not just trying to sell Young Living to somebody once. We want to expose somebody to something that they can use over and over and over again and make their life better, right? We know that commitment is what makes this right. So when you decided to commit, what did that decision make possible for you right now that would not have been possible otherwise? If you hadn't said yes to Young Living then, what's happening in your life right now that wouldn't be there? Don't just think about this, write about this, and then really start getting clear on how you can just talk about this, flip a switch and tell this story, because this is the thing that's going to sell. This is the thing that's going to sell people on the idea that their life can change. And that is what you're selling. You will get all of the customers and brand partners you ever dreamed of if you can communicate this story and put this front and center. Because we're not talking about oils. The oils are the tools that made this possible. But you made the decision, and you can help others do the same. You made a commitment, you made a choice. You gave something a chance that you might not have given it otherwise. And today your life is profoundly different because you made that decision, and you are out here in the world trying to help others make that decision for themselves. When you look at it from that big picture, we're not talking about constituents of oils or Ningxia wolfberries anymore. We're talking about changing lives. And if you can start leading with that, you can have everything that you want in this business. It all starts with your story, right? Now that you're on this path, what's possible for you? Where are you going now that you know these things? Now that you have the responsibility of understanding the weight and gravity of your story, how can you take it out there and make the world a better place? Answer these questions and start working on getting really good at sharing this testimony, right? And this is an arc of a story. This is why things were bad. This is what was going on. I almost didn't make this decision. And then once I reluctantly worked on it, and then one day I woke up and this happened. And now this is possible for me, and here's where I'm going. You got to tell that story. So practice writing this story. And you know what? Answer those questions, feed them into AI, and let it give you some versions of the story that you could practice telling. Tweak it until it's something that feels natural for you to share. You're rewriting your narrative. You might not even be looking at your life this way. You got to start looking at yourself this way. This will make you the product of your product, and this will make it very easy for you to sell people on the idea that the key is to saying yes to making a positive change in your life. And I'm going to help you choose the one today that's going to help you move in that direction, right? So practice writing that story. Use AI. We have Write with AI built into GetOiling. So regardless of how you go about working on this, I want you to try to work on this a little bit every day and get really comfortable with telling this story in writing, spoken, different iterations and versions. Get comfortable with this story. And then I want you to commit to creating content. Once you have that story figured out, the content becomes really easy to figure out, because when you realize that you're not trying to convince people to purchase product, that you're trying to convince people to make a decision to better themselves, it's very easy for you to come up with what to say, right? Think about something that you are deeply convicted on. This might be something that's connected to your faith. This may just, be a stance that you take and a view with which you take in and interpret the world. When you enter into a conversation with someone you care about that thing, it's very easy for you to talk about it because it's your conviction, right? It's very easy for you to elaborate on your convictions and even to be convincing, right? Isn't it easy to be convincing when we believe in what we're saying? It's very easy to do this. You have to get clear on the story and what that direction is so that you can move forward to this next step, right? So we want to start creating content because content is how we get found, right? Yes, we do need content. So content is how you are found by new people. And it's how people are going to get to know and trust you without having spoken to you yet. This is what needs to be in place in order for someone to be open to speaking with you or attending some live thing that you do or opting in to get onto your email list or whatever that looks like. This is how people get to know you, right? We have to take a step beyond just what we did before and intentionally walk into a different path that's going to help elevate our message and our business, knowing that our product is that message, right? Our product is us, where we've been and where we're going because of the decisions that we've made. Now, when you have this content in place, people are able to kind of evaluate your voice, what you're about, and decide whether or not you're someone that they want to listen to. And then when they make the decision, when it's their idea, they're going to engage with it differently, right? And so this means that when you reach out to somebody, when you invite somebody, when you ask someone for their decision to say yes to Young Living, it's 100% easier because this person is already taking you and the process seriously because you're setting yourself apart from just somebody who likes oils who has a Facebook account, right? And so what does it look like to create content? It's simple. You're just going to share your daily tips, inspiration. You're going to engage with people. And again, this is not oils. This is not oily. This is about the thing that they need to hear. This is the tips. This is what, when you get up in the morning, what's something that's obvious to you that could be really helpful to somebody who's new on their journey? Doesn't need to be oily. And the majority of the time, honestly, it shouldn't be oily because again, we want to retain curiosity, right? It's got to be about them. We are not the oily professor showing up on social media, talking about oily things 24/7, 365. We are the person who can now sleep through the night and has enough energy to start working out. So you can share what used to happen for you when you weren't able to sleep through the night. And then you can share that delaying caffeine intake in the morning has actually made your afternoon so energetic that you can fit a workout in now, right? Maybe it's that you started diffusing lavender at night. Okay, that is oily, but it's not a Young Living ad, right? And you can talk a little bit about how that's made a difference and maybe how you use it with your kids because it's safe and you put it on your burns on your hand or whatever, right? You can talk about oils, don't get me wrong. It's just, this is not an advertisement for oils. All right, so our GetOiling game plan for getting leads, for attracting that curiosity and getting those people in front of you so that you can get them in front of Young Living. First thing I want to recommend that you do, and this is something you can do at any plan level in GetOiling, Set up a super basic funnel to capture leads or subscribers. This can be setting up a landing page in GetOiling and telling people that they can put their name and email in to be on your newsletter list. And you're going to send out your favorite tips once a week on Tuesdays. I'm going to send out a tip Tuesday. If you'd like to be, someone who receives those, put your name and email in here. Anybody could do this. It'll take you 10 minutes in GetOiling. Okay. And then once a week, I want you to release a blog post. Again, you can do this with any plan level. Release a blog post with GetOiling once a week. What's a tip that you can share? And again, use Write with AI for this. Give it your story and say, I would like to come up with a plan for releasing a blog post a week for the next 3 months. Give me some ideas for tips that I can share with the type of person that I want to be attracting. And it'll give you a list. And then there you go. You can even have it write some of it for you. Then I want you to use your social media accounts to promote those blog posts that you release and to engage with new people on a continuous basis. Now, I understand that there is often a lot of resistance with creating content, right? Because it is something that does take time and it doesn't seem to have a direct and immediate correlation with getting a new customer or getting a new sale. And I get it. But now that we have AI to help take care of the bulk of the work, there is no reason why any of us should not be releasing a blog post a week, because the benefits for releasing content are cumulative. What you release today will have a massive impact on your business starting 90 days to 6 months from now. And if you do this every week, then you're going to see compounding effects on this, right? You love the idea of residual income. That's probably part of why you decided to get involved with Sharing Young Living as a brand partner. If you like residual income, I'm sure you would like residual leads. That's what content does, right? Creating content consistently gets you off the hamster wheel and it makes people respect you and see you as more credible, because you are not just somebody with a social media account. You are somebody who is making a specific effort to publish on an ongoing basis, okay? And then I want you to make sure that as you are, of course, creating that content, putting that out there, go make 5 new friends a week, right? Make 5 new friends a week, get them into your GetOiling contact manager. Those people are going to get curious when they connect with you. They're going to go poke around on your website. They're going to see that you have a blog. They're going to see your other posts on social media. They'll see the post that you made on your blog, and they will go back and see that you aren't just somebody who's got a social media account. You're somebody leading conversations that matter to them. All right. Now, if you want support and accountability, right? Now we've all, I think probably everyone here has probably heard some of what I've said to you today here before. And what's the reason why we don't get it done, right? It sounds like a good idea, but we ultimately wind up dropping the ball. Now, the reason why this happens is typically because life happens, right? If it's not something that feels urgent or materially relevant right now, today, right this second, then it's something that can easily get put on a shelf, because we call these shots. We work for ourselves. There is no boss breathing down your neck saying, where's that blog post, right? And your business isn't going to do that to you. It's just going to show you the proof of what you've been doing in your check, right? And what happens with your check. So if you want support and accountability to make sure you do these things that make a difference for your business, so that in 90 days, in 6 months, in 3 years, you can look back and say, man, I made the right call. I built the right habits. And now my business is thriving because people are coming to me. If that's something that you would like, you can have access to that starting in January. We are relaunching the Level Up Bootcamp. I hope that you'll join us. If you are someone with a team, listen up. We can get your team into this boot camp, and they do not need to be tech savvy. They don't have to have the high level GetOiling accounts. This is something that anyone can do. And it's the stuff that works. And it's the stuff that's always worked to grow Young Living. I'm talking the stuff that's worked since the beginning of Young Living to grow as a brand partner. And we're going to dig back into those basics, and you're going to learn how to plug it in with technology and work smarter. All right. So this is a 6-week live intensive that's designed to launch your business into momentum. And what we're doing, the goal of all of this is to get you in the right mindset and into the right action for you to attract opportunity to you, right? For you to be a lead magnet, right? To put yourself out there the way that we've talked about here today. We're also going to incorporate time management for maximum leverage, learning how to take advantage of the tools that you have access to with GetOiling at any plan level. Regardless of how much time you have to work your business, you can achieve your goals with this, and you've got personalized attention and support to help you make this work for you. And we're going to be doing this as a group together to reach your income and growth goals in 2025. So building your blueprint to attract into your business, we're going to create a plan. And again, this is something that works for you. You'll have feedback from me. This is a live 6-week group program that you have with me. You'll create a plan that works to level up your business on your terms. You get access to doable daily action steps that we will be accountable to together each week. And I will be sharing routines and systems to help you keep things running, whether you're day one or Royal Crown Diamond, anywhere in between. And in here, you've got support and accountability in this small group setting to keep things going. We'll also talk about what it looks like to level up your branding, specifically working on our story, like what we just discussed here today. This isn't about making your website pretty. We've got a great team you can hire to make your website as pretty as you'd like for it to be, but a pretty website that doesn't tell your story the right way, you not showing up in every other place that you need to show up saying the things that need to be said, you can have the best website in the world and it's not going to do what you want it to do. It's just a fancy business card, right? So we're going to learn what it means to show up on purpose and start attracting your people to you. And you'll get brand strategies for all business levels. Because again, depending on how you work your business, whether you've just gotten started or whether you have special circumstances, like you are some type of a practitioner, a wellness practitioner, a coach, a teacher, etc., there are different strategies that you may be needing to employ based on your circumstances. And you'll get access to templates and tools for easy implementation. And of course, because this is live, you're going to get reviews on the work that you're doing, and we will be engaging in these strategy sessions on a weekly basis. We'll also talk about what it looks like to be truly duplicable. And that begins with you being able to duplicate success yourself, right? So systems that we need to have in place to give any customer the best possible experience with Young Living, so they have the highest likelihood of not only sticking around, but becoming brand partners too, right? So we need simple, duplicable steps that you can repeat with each new customer. And of course, those systems need to be something that your new brand partners can easily repeat from day one to loyal customer. We'll also talk about what it looks like to inspire your customers to dive in for themselves, empowered to discover a future powered by oils. And we'll talk about what it looks like to introduce newbies to the world of Young Living, helping them ease into that water before throwing them into the ocean, right? And we'll learn how to build leverage in our relationships with our customers instead of dependence on us by our customers and team. We'll inspire curiosity and help them to build the skills they need to find the answers that they're looking for. Again, if it's their idea, it's going to mean more to them. And this extends to your customers. We can throw product information and promotions in our customers' ears and eyes and inboxes all day long. But if it's not their idea, if it's not solving the problem they recognize that they have right now, we're wasting our time. We're wasting our breath. Right? There are right ways to do this that will get people engaged in a way that they're empowered and they will stick with it and start getting the results that you had so that they might be excited to share in the future as well. Well, just like we've been talking about today, we'll work on attracting customers with content, talk about how to put ourselves out there authentically in ways that actually work, that don't take up all of your time. We'll talk about how to always know what to say, smart strategies that maximize your time where it comes to content, and then ultimately what it looks like to build influence and a following that loves to hear from you and take action when you share things. And finally, we're going to be looking at leveling up our leadership. We need to learn what the shoes are we need to step into, and then how to grow ourselves to be able to fit into those bigger shoes. Because we need to become someone different in order to walk across the stage with our next rank. What got us here will not get us there. And we've got to start looking at what it takes for us to grow fundamentally. We need to grow up into that space. And we'll be getting into that here. We'll talk about the posture that produces results as leaders, how you keep your time and commitment so that others honor them as well. And then ultimately what it looks like for you to serve and empower your people. And guys, this boot camp could be sold for hundreds of dollars, like $600-700. We are offering this for $197. Now, if you were with us for boot camp last year, there is special pricing that you'll see in your back office. The link is in your back office. It's live right now. Those seats are limited. So I want you to check the link in your dashboard. And by the way, if you have a team, and maybe you have just been wishing that you could get your team to just grab a GetOiling account and use smart tools and a CRM and just start working the business. Or maybe you would love for somebody who said that they're interested in sharing to know how to get started, but maybe you don't have the bandwidth or you don't feel confident helping them get started. I have a way to help. Okay. So what I want you to do is get in touch with me. Ashley@getoiling.com. Essentially, all you need to do is get your own seat in boot camp, and you can bring as many of your team with you as want to come, so long as they have a GetOiling account at any plan level. And I'm talking, they can get our baby plans, and this will work for them. And we can get into this together, and they can learn how to be a smart brand partner business owner from the get-go. And you don't have to be the one to teach them. You can just bring them to boot camp. So send me a message if you want clarity on that, Ashley@getoiling.com, and I would be thrilled to help you get your team on board with this. All right, so let's get into our live help and Q&A as always. I believe, Dr. Lynn, I think you did sign up for a live review today. Donna says, content for the blog that says oils or not. Generally speaking, Donna, I think that you can include oils in your blog posts if it fits in with the other content that you're creating, right? So if it's congruent with the other content, I would just be really mindful, of talking about Young Living explicitly, especially if any of your content could be considered risk for compliance, right? This is another reason why it's a really good idea to not put Young Living out front with your brand and with your content, because a lot of the times we are going to be most effective in our communication when we are unhindered with the idea of compliance. And compliance is basically abstaining from connecting Young Living products in a public way to these conditions, symptoms, whatever, right? So if you remove the Young Living product discussion and you just say generically, I use lavender oil for X, Y, and Z things. By the way, if you want to learn about what I use, get in touch with me. Now we're not having a public conversation about this. We're not violating compliance, and we're engaging in that curiosity. I am withholding a little piece of information. We need to talk about this in order for me to be able to tell you, right? So that actually gets more people curious and interested. So if the nature of what you're doing is talking about things like recipes, protocols, etc., that could involve oils, I'm not saying erase essential oils from your vocabulary. And obviously, if you're going to include Young Living, which again, you can, you just want to make sure you're being super compliant otherwise, right? Because the association of words, even on different blog posts that you have, if you have Young Living stuff on another one, there is a correlation there, right? Like you would run up potentially on compliance issues. So you just want to be mindful about that. Let's see, is there a payment plan for the boot camp? We don't have one established, but maybe reach out to our team. There may be a way to do that. Support@getoiling.com. If that is that's something that you need help with, just reach out to us. Oh, thanks, Allison. Yeah, I had some fun with holiday nails this week. I decided to go tacky Christmas because I think that is the only way to go. All right. Let me see, Lynn. Let me see, just one second. I'm going to bring you out here to chat. Okay. How can
I'm
we
on.
help? Hi.
Well, where do we begin? I would like to maybe look at my website, and potentially you could tell me what I could change. I realized when I was working through the marketing mastery that I need more content. I haven't been putting blogs out, and just getting that daily method of operation and having it where I carve out time to do those, and even having them scheduled so that I don't have to think about them. I guess that's probably where I would like to start, is how to have things so that they're, I don't know how to say that, but so that I don't have to think about it. Like if I'm doing a monthly live event, then how can I make sure that I'm sending that out to the right people, et cetera, and just engaging with people. And then I realized that just with what you were talking about right now, is that I need to be more specific about my passions. Yeah, so.
Okay. All right. So first things first, I would definitely edit the volume of copy in your menu here. There's just too much there, and it's creating an issue for scrolling here. What I would maybe consider doing is maybe put work with me instead of work with the creative solutions team, or work with me, work with us, and then have all your options under here. The 14-day reset, we have it right here. So I don't know that you don't necessarily need to have it here as well. And then discover your path to natural wellness. Is this a lead magnet? Yeah. Okay. So I would maybe choose one of these two things, or maybe have a resources menu, just like you have this work with the creative solutions team. You can maybe have resources here where they can select this, or maybe even select the wellness scanner. Although I think the wellness scan could be under work with me as well. So I
Okay.
would, yeah, I would just do a little bit of modification there just to simplify that, because it does kind of detract. And it's one of the first things that people see. And if they're visually overwhelmed or confused, we might lose them before they even get a chance to, to see the value that's there. Let me see. Okay. All right. So, and you do have some content?
Some, not enough.
All right. Awesome. So, yeah, I would maybe just take a step back, like consider, like an eagle's eye view of what your business is. And I think that maybe answering some of the questions that I posed here today, just taking it back to basics about your own journey and sort of what the aha was, because that's going to be the most relatable thing. I know that you have familiarity with like offering actual wellness solutions as a practitioner, right? And that's where this is going to actually be intellectually a little bit more difficult, because like there is a very straightforward way to look at achieving that, but we also need to kind of set that aside for a minute, because the most relatable, duplicable way to look at what you do is to start with that very relatable story of your own. Right. And so if that's very well defined, that can kind of create this overarching narrative that naturally kind of guides everything, right? It creates an umbrella that everything else can sit under. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I think if you've got clarity on that, then it's really simple and easy to kind of bring everything under the umbrella with it, and everything that you're doing will fit. It's just you kind of need to take a step back to be able to see what that is, so that you can give it the words that it needs, if that makes sense.
So what I heard you say is that to take a step back and to implement more of what I'm about as a person versus the team approach. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's going to be options here for for team inclusion. I guess, well, maybe before I get too far ahead of myself, when you say team, like we're talking very specifically about the prospect of getting leads for your Young Living business, right? Like getting more people who are Young Living customers?
Well, when I talk about Creative Solutions team, I actually have people, because I started first, to be quite frank, looking at Attractwell because I'm a consultant and I have people that are working with me as far as consulting. So it's like, okay, let's kind of do this as a team. And then I found Jackie and her website through Young Living and was just profoundly affected by her professionalism and all the knowledge she knew. So that restarted me back into Young Living as a business. And so I think that's where I have been a little bit split because I do both. I do consulting as far as veterinary medicine and brain coaching and work with a team of people. And then I also have Young Living. So I haven't been able to kind of tease that out as to what to present on my website.
Yeah, yeah. So that is going to be, I think, maybe the most important thing to solve for here, because there is an overarching narrative that fits all of that underneath it. It's typically going to be found by examining your own motivations for all of these directions, which, you know, it might not be the exact, you know, so going back to the slide from earlier with the questions that you asked yourself, you may be generalizing that a bit outside of just Young Living, right? We're not making that just a Young Living story. Maybe this is something that is truer in a larger philosophical sense for you. So this might be kind of examining what your value systems are, what your motivators are, and still you need to be able to kind of tell that story from here's where it was low, this decision was made, the aha moment was reached, and now I'm on a different level and here's where I'm going moving forward, right? That sort of hero story is still something that we need to be able to tap into. And so it may be that you're telling yours from a perspective that is true for Young Living, but it's truer in a bigger sense as it encompasses these other things that you do. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. And teasing that out is probably my goal for the next 2 months as I joined the boot camp, and I'm thrilled to be a part of that and bringing along team members who, again, some of them are coaches and want to kickstart their coaching businesses and are using essential oils in those coaching businesses. And I'm hoping once they go through the 7 sessions, the kickstart, and then the 6 sessions with you, that they too will be able to more clarify where they want to be by the end of the year. So yeah, you nailed it. This is where I'm divergent, and I need to get it all under one common process. Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Okay. Yeah, fabulous. Well, you could not be in more capable hands than you are with Jackie. And yeah, certainly look forward to working with you there. And yeah, we may need to discuss further if you've got a team of folks that are going to be using obviously Young Living, but then maybe, you know, GetOiling websites to grow these businesses. We could also certainly look at, you know, putting together some type of a specific training that's focused on that, you know, beyond boot camp. So there's a lot that we can do with that, and that's a really exciting prospect. I'm glad you guys are going to be joining us.
Great. And I know this is the GetOiling site, but I just want to ask you for those people who are more leaning towards consulting and they haven't quite caught the Young Living methodology of residual income, can they just come in with the GetOiling teaching and perhaps maybe then use Attractwell instead? I'm not quite sure. I have some people that are in India or going to be in India and more Singapore, and they're doing more business consulting. And I did watch a lot of videos with the GetOil or the Attractwell, and it's a phenomenal product that you have. So I don't know which one.
It's the same. The difference is and you should know for boot camp, we are really very specifically is Young Living,
Okay.
It's young living, young living, young living. And so if the person has young living as a part of what they do, then having GetOiling is going to be very beneficial. There are few people who choose to have Attractwell be their main platform, but they still have Young Living as a part of what they do. You can use Attractwell the same way. There's just a couple of really important key features that are built just for brand partners that you're not going to experience in the same way that you would in Attractwell, right? But everything that you can do with Attractwell, you can do with GetOiling. So
Okay.
if
Yeah.
Young Living is part of the picture, then obviously GetOiling is going to be a really simple prospect there.
Okay, excellent. Then that's what I'll work on. I will get a email set up with the referrals and the information to all those folks that are interested. I sincerely appreciate your time looking at my website, and I'll work on that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure thing. Glad you could come out, and yeah, looking forward to working with you guys in the new year. All right, Allison says, how long is bootcamp open to register? So Greg has got that up in the back office right now. We are going to be releasing some new specials this coming week. So I would basically, between now and the end of next week, I would go ahead and grab that seat. And I believe you were in it last year, so I think your price instead of 197 should be like 147. I think. So I think that's the returning price. And that should be live in the account there for you. All right, let me see. Donna says, I've been spending so much time coming up with plans for customers for a variety of issues. Just now tried putting into the AI writer for it to come up with an essential oils plan for a person with RA. Was elated that it came up with an 8-point plan. Oh my gosh. Just make sure that you validate, against other things that you know to be true, because AI can get a little silly sometimes and not be perfectly accurate. So just double check. It can do profoundly cool things, but it is not 100% accurate. So yeah, make sure. Yeah, maybe I thought that you were Allison. I feel like you're in a lot of the things that we do. So maybe I thought you were, just wished you were. All right, is there an AI writer for GetOiling, or is it something separate? Yes, oh my goodness, yes. Hi, Lacey. Let me show you here real quick. I'm still in Lynn's account, but it is right over here. It's called Write with AI. It already knows that you're a brand partner. It knows what Young Living is. It knows a great deal about Young Living products. All you need to do is say, here's what I want to do, and it's going to give you a pretty solid answer. We do have several trainings that we've done on prompting this AI. Just make sure that you are being as specific as possible. Like in Donna's case, she was asking for, a plan for using essential oils for a particular condition. I never thought to do that. It's pretty wild. What I would also maybe consider doing, if you are going to ask AI to do something like that, like to develop a protocol, so maybe ask it to include links to the sources that it used. Just because that's going to help you as well. Because if you're going to be like, oh, well, you should do X, Y, and Z, and they're like, well, why do I know that that's true? You could be like, well, here's the study that I referenced, my AI referenced. All right, and Greg has put a link here for you as well. Let's see, you're working on getting it all going. Awesome, yes. Well, I hope that you'll join us in January in the boot camp. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of great people that tune in and take advantage of that. I think you're going to love the community there. And I think that it's really important too, especially if you're newer to GetOiling, to get into the right habits of using it, right? Because there is so much potential to make stuff and do stuff and try stuff that you can, well, you can start to have your business be not sharing Young Living anymore, but creating cool stuff and GetOiling. And we want you to stay profitable so that you can stick with us. So what you can learn when you're in boot camp is really what it looks like to perform the balance of activities needed to be able to sustain a growing brand partner business while making the most of the tech that you have access to. So it really is all about creating that balance and getting those results. So I'm excited to work with you guys. Again, you're going to find that link in your dashboard. And again, we are just so excited to work with you in the coming year. All right, I think there's one more question here. Does the AI writer remember us? I don't think so specifically. Yeah, it doesn't recall previous. So you have to actually type in. So if you want to reference something else, you're going to want to grab that. So there's actually a clipboard. So if you wanted to actually see prior responses, you can actually go and copy some of what's here and then say, you know, I'm using this, paste, and then tell it what else to do, right? So it's not like a discussion thread like it would be, say, in like GPT. It's really more of a single task based tool. Yes, yes, you need balance. Let's see. Awesome. Yeah, there's a lot to do, there's a lot to get into, but it's important to know you're not alone. You have a lot of resources and support ready to help you. So yeah, look forward to seeing you guys then. Again, we will not be live next week. I'm actually going to be on a boat, so I won't be anywhere near a computer. And then the following week is going to be the week of Christmas. So we will be back in 2 weeks, or after 2 weeks, and we'll be live then. Do be keeping an eye out, though. We will be sending you a couple of notes over the next couple of weeks that you may want to open up and check out. We've got some exciting things that we've put together for you. All right, well, I hope you guys have an incredible holiday. We appreciate you. We're so grateful for you, and so looking forward to working with you going into the new year. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next time.